Today we're coming to you from Donner Springs, which is another neighborhood that we haven't recently showed you. And if you're not exactly sure where Donner Springs is, it's on the southeast part of Reno Sparks, and there's homes literally on both sides of McCarran. But this is a neighborhood where if you're looking for homes that were built 60s, 70s, 80s, some great prices, the thing is the prices are gonna be a little bit all over the board based upon what features and amenities and upgrades they did. And if Sydney pans down the street a little bit, you can see these neighborhoods. The reason why people do them is they're mature. The price points are gonna be typically anywhere between $400 and $650 depending on the condition and the size of them. And part of some of the reasons that the prices in here, especially on a price per square foot, will be a little all over the place is when you have homes in that price point, you'll see different levels of upgrades and maintenance and things on that line. So the home that we're gonna go in today is a house that we have listed for sale. At the time of shooting the video, it's 4510 Noche Lane. It's going on the market for basically $520,000. And this particular house over the last, say few months, has had a new roof. It has had new exterior paint. They did some remodel work to both of the bathrooms. It's also not recently, but relatively recent, within the last couple of years, had new HVAC, has a new electrical panel. And these are a lot of the things that people, have to think about when you're buying these older neighborhoods. Now, a lot of these houses, some have had the windows replaced, some have not. Some have had all the flooring redone, some have not. So you're usually not gonna find a house that has had everything redone, but this is one of the ones that's had a good chunk and the majority of things done. You're gonna see once you get inside, you still have some things like popcorn ceilings, a few of the older windows, and there's always a few things that you can continue to fix up and do. But what we wanna show you is, for somebody, again, always looking for affordable housing for you guys, this is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage house that's gonna be in the low 500s that will work really well for many people, whether you're a first-time home buyer, an investor. And again, for people that wanna live on the south end of town, it's hard to live south in homes that are gonna be close to $500,000 or less, because most of it, you're gonna go further south, you're gonna be in Damani or Double Diamond or the South Meadows. And then of course, once you cross South Virginia Street, it gets really expensive at that point. So the only other potential, sometimes people complain about, and in this house you don't see it as much, but we're not that far away from the airport. And sometimes you'll get some airplane noise depending on where the houses are set up. This particular one doesn't have a whole lot of that, but some do. And you'll also see as we walk around the backyard and some of the side yards too, a lot of the fencing has been replaced, because if you turn around and see some of these other houses, a lot of the fencing is original and been here a really long time. So let's go check it out. All right, so even for a home that was built in the late 70s, you still have that great room concept, but you got this wall here in the middle. And what's nice about these neighborhoods are, and they've never used it, so hopefully it's still in great working shape, is you get wood burning fireplaces. You don't see that a lot, especially if you're in the newer parts of town. They're not allowed to have them anymore. But this is a nice, big-sized room. And as Sydney is going out, you can see out towards the backyard. We'll go out there in a little bit. There is a breakfast nook area. They have a table and chair set up that then, of course, wraps you around into the kitchen. And again, these neighborhoods, the kitchens are not massively built. But what's funny is the cabinetry and all that, it seems like they're in much better condition. They've got granite counters. And a lot of people, what they've done is they pulled out some of the panels and put in glass. Some people paint these, all those kind of things. You'll see all kinds of good stuff. And then you get these garden windows that you just don't see in the newer homes. This particular one and a lot of these, over the years, they end up having to be replaced, and some people leave them in and some do some other things, but you'll see that a lot. This one has all, relatively new appliances. These are definitely not the original appliances. And in this particular one, we have the low ceiling. But a lot of people, there's room up here. They'll take this stuff out, put can lights in, and give them a little more space, because a lot of this house has the 8-foot ceilings like you'll see in the older homes, where in the kitchen sometimes it's only 7 feet. So there are ways to space this out and make there feel like there's a whole lot more room. This particular one, they're also selling refrigerator and washer and dryer and those kind of appliances with it. But as Sydney continues on past me, you'll see there's really kind of a second eating area. And instead of the great room, you kind of have it broken out with a living room and a family room, so they're separate in those two regards. So a lot of space for a house that's roughly 1,500 square feet, ceiling fans and that kind of stuff. And if you show them the ceiling sit up there, you can see the popcorn. A lot of people worry about these popcorn ceilings. It's really more of a messy job than a hard, expensive job if for some reason people did not want those. And as now she's walking back towards the front door. All the bedrooms are on the other side of the house. So this one being a 3-bedroom house, you're gonna have those on the left as she scoops down there. The two normal, what we call kid-sized bedrooms that you see in all these houses. And what's nice typically is in the older houses, a lot of times they're a little bit bigger. If the color of this room isn't your favorite color, great. That's an easy fix and an easy thing for somebody to do. And again, whether rooms are painted pink, blue, yellow, whether you have kids living in them or not, that's always something we tell our buyers never to not buy a house over the color of a wall. That's an easy fix and easy repair. We can call our painters. You get a room painted like this for a few $100. So if I always say if orange doesn't happen to be your favorite color, then that's okay. And as you go around into the next bedroom, you'll see it's got more of a sponge paint kind of deal going on. And the older the houses, the more you'll see sometimes more of this kind of dated decor. But again, easy fixes in a room like this. If you put in, a more modern light fixture for, $50 and painted the room, you'll have a much more modern looking room than what you do right now. And as always, you have the full bathroom right outside the 2 bedrooms. It's always the shower tub combo, and typically these in the older homes are gonna have the tile versus those plastic inserts that you see all the time. They've redone the floor, they've redone the vanity, it has a new toilet in there. So these bathrooms have been totally redone as far as that goes, and now we're headed into the master or the primary. And in these age houses, you typically have this, where it's closet full length, but you don't have the walk-in closet. My son Zach lives in a house in Sparks. It's about 10 years newer than this house. And even though his home is smaller and his primary bedroom is smaller, he has this same closet setup that you see in a lot of these older houses. And again, in the corner there is the bathroom. And these are the relative downsides to these older homes is you don't have these big, primary suite bathrooms that you have in some of the more modern new homes. It's usually not double vanities and all that kind of good stuff, but it is a great starter home for people to get, in the game and go from there. And it's got that same shower tub combo over there. Sid always likes to wave in the video. It's a game we're playing now. It's how many times can you see Sid in a mirror when we're doing the videos of these houses. So anyway, gives you a good feel for what you can expect to see for a house now that's going to be somewhere in that $5 to $525 range. And a lot of things have been done, but there's still always a few more. Let's go in the backyard and check it out so you can see we're on a big lot and they've done some cool things out there as well. If you're thinking about moving to Northern Nevada, do me a favor. Click the link in the description below where you can get a copy of our free buyer's guide. And if you're also looking for some very hyper-specific real estate related information, you can always find us on Instagram, the Lessinger team, or under my name, Brian Lessinger, or under Sydney's name, Sydney Lessinger. We're easy to find. You can also, of course, share this information with your friends, but do click the link below. We'll get you a copy of the free buyer's guide so you can get on your journey to Northern Nevada. So we are now in the backyard. We came off that patio door and we turned a hard right. I wanted to show you this side yard. They've got this nice walk-in shed, so there's some extra, storage space that you're not in the garage. All the fencing has been redone and this gate has been redone. And so it gave them some space on the other side. Sometimes in this neighborhood, you'll get a little more elbow room and you'll have actual RV access. But then as you pan around, we've got these nice big fruit trees. We've got a big grass area. And as Sydney eventually walks further away from it, you'll get to see this nice deck that they did. It's got the railings and all that are wood, but the bottom part that she's standing on is the Trex decking. And this is a much bigger size yard than you're going to see as you go further south and say the DeMonte Ranch South Meadows area. These homes do have a little more space. They do have a little more wiggle room. And this particular one, again, if you can see now as she pans back towards the house, you'll see the new roof. All the exterior has been painted. And then sometimes these, the concrete section for the fireplaces need a little TLC. I know these particular clients have not used the fireplace much. So it's possible on an inspection there might be some minor work to be done on that, but it looks to be in really good shape. But again, you could come in and put an overhang over or do something along those lines. But the reason why, if you've noticed while we've been here, it's super quiet. It's a beautiful, gorgeous day. And for really good price points, close to the airport, close to shopping, really good schools that you get rezoned for over here in this area is the reason why a lot of people like to move to Donner Springs. So if you're someone that doesn't want that Las Vegas style cookie cutter, stucco, tile roofs, heavy HOAs, all that stuff tied together, that's why a lot of people come to these neighborhoods because again, it's a little more established. And especially for those that are coming from California, they're not always big fans of, I call it the Vegas style neighborhood where every third home looks identical and it's always tan on beige on gray on tan and everything looks the same. This gives you a little more space and be able to do things. So out here, you could easily, if you have kids, put in trampolines, a small pool. You could do all kinds of stuff as far as that goes. So with that being said, if you're looking for more information about all things southeast Reno. That's what part we're on. We're right on that McCarran Loop. Reach out, let us know. And this hopefully gives you a really good idea of what you can expect to see in Donner Springs. So if you're someone thinking about moving to Northern Nevada and you're not sure where Donner Springs is, where this house that we just recorded from is, or some of the other areas as well, check out this video we did right here that shows you all the areas around and surrounding Northern Nevada and how close we are to cities like Sacramento and San Francisco.